In the beginning, well, not the beginning, but when the Brompton Electric was launched, there wasn't a C line and there wasn't Urban or Explore. It was available as a 2 or 6 speed and a choice of 2 colours, black or white. And then along came extra colours. And it was simple. There were only 2 bags, a small bag like this one and a large bag like this one. And there was 1 battery. Although there were complaints that there weren't enough bags for the Brompton Electric. Today we're going to talk about batteries and frames and what's changed. About the battery. The battery worked in all bags, the small, the large, some limited edition bags, the basket bag, and even this wine crate that came along later. We're going to lose the wine crate for now because it's not part of the core range. In case you've been living in a cave, Brompton recently launched the G Line and G Line Electric. That's the supersized 20-inch wheeled bike. We almost forgot, in between was the P Line Electric. Essentially the same as the C Line Electric, but slightly lighter. The G Line Electric has some major differences from the P and C Line Electric, and it's not just the wheel size. It uses a different battery. This one. The original Brompton Electric, let's call it the C Line, because that's what it is now, uses this battery. It's made by BMZ. And the new, let's call it the G Line battery, is made by Greenway and looks like this. They do look very similar, and we'll run through the similarities and differences later. The important parts are the bag frames and the chargers, which we will show you. This is the original BMZ frame. And this is the Greenway frame for the G Line. These batteries and frames were made for Brompton and Brompton-like backwards compatibility. Remember that for later. The Greenway battery passes stricter safety testing and actually can now be used in New York City. So Brompton will be slowly rolling out the Greenway battery to the C and P lines, as well as the G line. Remember, there's just 2 batteries. BMZ, think C line. Greenway, think G line. Charging port. They both have a charging port, however, they are different. This is the BMZ charging port. And this is the Greenway charging port. You need to use a different charger to charge each battery up. The chargers are really easy to tell apart. The BMZ one is bigger and the Greenway one is smaller. It'll be easier to cycle with. This also has a smaller connector. This is the Greenway. This is the BMZ. The one thing we get asked a lot about is the fast charger for the C or P line. Well, I think, poof, that has disappeared. Apparently, they didn't sell enough. And I don't believe it will be available for the Greenway battery. That's the fast charger. USB charging output. The BMZ battery has a USB charging port here, which unfortunately, try as I might to find it on the Greenway, it is completely missing. It's not there. No charging. So you cannot charge your phone or anything whilst you're riding with the Greenway battery. Buttons and display. This is the BMZ battery. It has round buttons and a square Brompton logo. In comparison to the Greenway battery that has square buttons and an unfolded Brompton in the middle. A bit different. They're a slightly different shape, but materially they are the same. They have 1, 2, 3 on the on-off, and they have the light switch, which is auto or not. Connection to the front carrier block is the same. Handle is different between the batteries. I believe the Greenway is stronger than the BMZ. This is the BMZ handle. It did have a tendency to crack about here. The Greenway handle, hopefully more robust. The other difference that I've noticed on connecting the battery onto the frame is how it connects. The BMZ just has two holes either side that slot into the frame, suspended on these two little lugs sticking out. The Greenway battery at the back has an additional hole that mounts into the frame, and when you take the battery out, you have to depress this button on the frame. So I think it holds it in slightly stronger. The new battery has more capacity, 345 versus 312 watt hours, whatever that means. But the frames are not compatible. The front carrier block on the G line is not the same as that which is on the P and C line. So if you have an original C line with a BMZ battery, you can use the original frame, this one. But as we said, and you will remember from earlier, Brompton are introducing the new Greenway battery to the C and P line. And as you remember, Brompton like backwards compatibility. So Brompton have launched an adapter frame, this one, that will allow you to use either the BMZ or the Greenway battery on your C or P line with the grey latch. So that means if you have a Greenway battery and a C or P line electric bicycle, you simply need to use the adapter frame. You can't use the new Greenway battery in the original C line frame. It simply doesn't work. If you have a G Line Electric, it will have the Greenway battery. And that uses the third frame, the Greenway frame. Currently, the Greenway battery is not available as a spare, but hopefully it will be soon. To tell the frames apart, we think this looks like a transformer, this looks like a smiley face transformer, and this looks like a smiley face. When putting the BMZ battery on the frame, there's these two little bits here that it latches onto, and this little black thing fits in there. So he just slides on. He just slides on and is held in place on the frame. The Greenway battery also connects to here while sitting on these two bits as well. So when you release and the battery's on, it's stuck on. When you want to release it, you have to press this little button here to take the battery out. That's then the same on the adapter frame. As hopefully we've simply explained, the most important thing is the battery and frame combination. The bags just fit around the frames. You could easily swap frames between bags. I could use my Greenway frame in the original little bag that came with my C Line Brompton. I could put the adapter frame into my nice big bag with the blue writing on it because I like it. Or I could put this frame in that bag. The key thing is that the frame and the battery match. If you like this video trying to explain the differences between the frames and batteries for your Brompton Electric, we'd really like it if you gave us a big thumbs up. Any comments? That's the comment section below. Unfortunately, it wasn't taken into consideration when we designed our favourite wine carrier. So he won't take the new battery. I have to find another corner to sit in. In the beginning, life was simple. I can't remember my first line. Can I read the next instructions? Now, in case you've been living in a cage, Brompton recently... You're going to have so many outtakes. In case you've been living in a cave, Brompton have recently launched the 20-inch wheeled Brompton. Ugh. We almost forgot. In between... Sorry. Da-da-da! It uses... I know, I quite liked it. So now we need to lose the bag Okay. I think the Greenway is stronger, but I don't know if it's replaceable. I can't read that. So as hopefully we simply have explained, the battery and frame combination is the most important thing. The batteries. No, it's exactly what I didn't say. Which we did bring, it's there in that box. We'd really like it if you gave us a big thumbs up. Any comments?